and today I'll be speaking about two different videos that we watched earlier on today. The first video was a speech from the TED series. It was from Martin Seligman. It's called The State of Psychology. It is a very interesting and well thought out speech about what psychology is today, where it came from, and how it's moving. The main points of his speech was about how we've learned to quantify and test and use regular medical principles to test psychological problems, and how we are now moving towards not only treating the illnesses, but treating happiness, increasing positive feelings, and not bringing people back to zero, a level set, but to help them have an improved life in addition to fixing any kind of psychological problems they have. The second video was called The Secret. It was an interesting video. It was more of a infomercial, I would say. It basically was a 20-minute intro into what is believed to be the law of attraction. That basically, if you think it, it will happen. If it's in your mind, positive or negative, it will follow you through. Okay. When we talk about the scientific claims that were made in each video, they're drastically different. The TED speech was very thought out, very methodical. Martin talked about the ability to take what we've learned so far in science when it comes to medical work, apply it to psychological work with blind studies, um, real testing controls, to be able to look at populations across large parts of the area and really come up with the best and worst ways to deal with situations. I was also impressed with his thoughts upon treating the good parts of us as well as the overly intelligent people in the society. That just because you don't have significant psychological issues doesn't mean that psychiatry can't help you be happier, be more fulfilled. He broke it down very well, I think, into a couple different major categories. I think he did a good job in speaking through it. Whether or not you think it is believable or not, I think it was based on sound medical principles. It was based on sound theory of blind studies. And for that matter, I thought it was a very interesting article. The second video was the Secret. The Secret was a little more convoluted because it really looked at visualization, feelings, and how they affect the aura around you. The concern I had was it was overly broad. It wasn't based on any true scientific principles. It wasn't based on any true medical testing or blind studies or all the stuff that I feel you need to make sure that things are done validly and that you're progressing and you're not getting into quackery. Um, they talked about being able to visualize needing a necklace and having that necklace show up to you because you're positive thoughts and getting a necklace. What concerned me was that doesn't stop a bus from hitting you. Do I need to visualize every day that a bus is not going to hit me or a drunk driver is not going to hit me? That concerned me. It was an interesting video. I can see how a lot of different people would be interested in it. I think it is a technique to make you feel better, but I don't think it is based upon sound scientific principles. Lastly, I'd like to talk about stresses at work. Um, Through this whole project, with a lot of information about stress, feeling good, feeling positive, feeling negative, how to deal with stress. One of the most common stressors we have at our job is the wave of work that hits us. We can be buried under a wave of work, our normal day-to-day duties, with 10,000 patients being seen a day, trying to move that revenue through, and then at any given moment, an executive decision can be made that throws everything into a sandstorm. Everything needs to be stopped. Everything needs to be reevaluated. It really becomes a stressful situation. We've worked very hard to maintain where we are today, and it looks like a lot of times that people are trying to push us in different directions where now we can't really compete and complete the tasks we need to do to make ourselves good in our department. What we've tried to do and what's worked well for us is to really keep ourselves organized, to understand priorities. That yes, there are going to be times when our tact or our trail needs to switch off for a while. Doesn't mean things are going wrong. It means that things have changed. That getting stuck in a mindset of this is what needs to be done always brings stressors in people. um, feeling like that you are being railroaded or pushed aside or marginalized, that is also a big stressor. So it's important for me as their boss to make sure I'm standing next to them and they understand the hows and whys of what we're doing. It's also important for me to prioritize things for them and myself to understand, okay, we have a new set of priorities. How is that going to rank? Not only do I need to make sure that's communicated to my staff, I need to make sure that my superiors understand the effect of the new prioritization. I don't want people to feel like they're failing because they can't get to their regular job when they've been asked to step away from their regular job for a week. But I can quantify that. I can qualify that. I can make sure my bosses understand, and I can make sure my staff understands that I'm fully behind them and I understand the cost of what we're doing. And although it may seem like it is something that is not the right operational mode for us personally, as a company, it's the right move. I hope you enjoy the two videos. I did, and thank you for your time.